I grew up in Bayview, so this is where I spent a lot of my time.
4 days a week, at least, Marla Schmidt comes back to her happy place.
I love being by the water.
And sees things that don't make her happy.
This is very meditative for me.
If that's true, meditation has never been so messy. With a 5-gallon bucket and a bottomless pail of optimism, she walks the beach.
Getting hot already.
Bending, squatting, twisting, in what seems to be a daily exercise in futility.
You would think, like, even if I was here for a couple of hours every day, you would think that we would make some progress, but it just keeps coming.
The it is obvious because it's everywhere. Trash.
Yeah, look at that, a straw.
Step
Cigarette things.
of the way.
I was shocked at how many of these I found.
Trash.
That's all I get.
But when people ask her what she's doing, she doesn't say picking up trash.
I tell them I'm picking up plastic. As soon as I change that word from trash to plastic, they're like, oh. They'll pass me, and all of a sudden I'll turn around and they'll be coming back at me with a handful to put in the bucket. It's pretty scary.
Try not seeing discarded plastic on your next walk down a public beach. You can't do it.
And then you start to realize how much plastic you use in a day. Then that's where the shift happens.
And this is where Schmidt became a bit of an accidental activist. Because of all the plastic strewn about the beach, there's one item in particular she hopes to abolish altogether: the plastic straw.
I've been saving some of the straws.
Back home,
Too many,
for the past year,
right? It's a little sad.
Schmidt separates and catalogs what she calls her
A lot of these things.
catch of the day and post it to a Facebook page of the same name.
If you give people images, that sticks with them.
Right.
So I wanted an image. I wanted them to see that this is what's happening at the lake. This is your backyard. That's my catch of the day. This is so much cheaper.
In a room full of plastic burrs under her saddle,
Plastic.
the plastic straw most rubs her the wrong way. Mostly because she finds them 99.9% unnecessary.
Wow, amazing.
So she started appealing to local restauants to stop using them.
She's a go-getter.
Andy Larson is the owner of Bowls in Milwaukee's Walker's Point neighborhood, and one of the first area restaurateurs to follow Schmidt's request to go without plastic straws.
She does it in a very professional way or whatever, but it's like kind of infectious, like when you're talking to her. She made these cards for me to put out, so she really made it easy for us.
So now, Larson's customers don't automatically get a straw, but they are there for the taking, and the one they get is paper, biodegradable paper. Were the paper straws more expensive? A little bit. But Larson says not enough to stop him from switching.
I haven't had any negative complaints. Occasionally someone will come in and be like, oh, that's really cool that you guys aren't doing straws.
Also hoping people will find it cool is the Wisconsin Entertainment and Sports Center. When the arena opens in August, it'll have concerts, games, and a whole lot of Giannis. But what it won't have is plastic straws.
People will have access to the straws, they're just not going to be plastic straws.
It's a small thing, but one arena officials see as part of the bigger picture, their social contract with the city.
We're caretakers of the Bucks. They're going to be in the community for a long time. I think this is just a part of the process. There's food packaging that is going to be compostable. We're sourcing a good number of our product from the food and beverage and from the state of Wisconsin, so cut down on carbon emissions and carbon footprint as well.
The amount of pollution we're leaving on our beaches is hard to swallow. The Alliance for the Great Lakes says the vast majority of that trash is food items, utensils, straws, plastic cups. And the vast majority of that trash is plastic. You can understand the need to reduce the numbers. Which is why Schmidt, who's surprised even herself,
It's all shredded.
will keep walking the beach, knowing that change comes in waves, one after another after another.
I went through all those phases, right? I went through the disgust, then the anger, and then it actually inspired me. Oh my God. Which is what happens, right, when we want to do something different. That at the end of the day, companies follow the money, and so where you spend it is how you vote.
Spelling, as a basic concept, is fairly straightforward.
Oriaceous.
You take a certain combination of letters
C.
and place them in the right order.
O. How am I doing so far?
to create a given word.
Coriaceous.
What kind of word is that?
Simple enough to understand,
E-A-C.
much harder to accomplish.
Can I rewind?
Unless you spell your name Goveas.
Coriaceous.
Where others fail,
Sometimes I mess up on because.
sometimes spectacularly,
I told you, I can't spell water.
Emmanuel Goveas excels.
Okay, is it Coriaceous?
Often easily.
No, I get yellow.
In the Menominee Falls home of Mary and Joseph Goveas, life is the game of choice, because spelling is serious business.
Some people ask me supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and I'm like, okay, well, come on, guys.
Yeah, I want to be...
The three children of Indian immigrants are masters of the English language,
Thank you.
though mom and dad take none of the genetic credit.
I'm sure there has been a mutation somewhere.
I'm gonna win it.
Right now, Emmanuel, the middle child, is holding all the cards.
Lawyer.
In March, he was named co-champion of the Badger State Spelling Bee.
My favorite word is the word I spelled to tie for first. Papillote.
It's gonna be you, man.
And he'll compete at the Scripps National Spelling Bee this week.
Oh yeah, this is his because he came second to me.
Older sister Veronica was the trailblazer,
This is my first place.
a state champion and national qualifier 2 years ago,
Somehow they didn't ring the bell.
whose success inspired Emmanuel.
By you, can I have the definition?
Now, you probably have a picture in your mind of a family that spends 10 hours a day memorizing Merriam-Webster.
O-U.
Portcullis.
But in Emmanuel's case, there's no time for that.
Okay, I gotta take a break.
He has too many other talents to pursue.
Yeah, that's fine.
It can't be the only thing you do all the time.
First off, he's actually better with numbers than he is with letters.
In 7th grade math, everyone, if they need help, they come to me.
Here's the catch. Emmanuel is in 5th grade, but every day Mary takes her 11-year-old son from Riverside Elementary to North Middle so he can wade through a sea of teenagers to math class.
Emmanuel, how'd you get that answer?
I think we need to find the volume.
It's very impressive, and not just the academics, but the idea of how he has the confidence to even help other students.
And then it's like 1 through 9.
Labeling Emmanuel a brainiac spelling whiz would also be a lazy stereotype.
4 feet 2 inches.
Yet again, he's not so easy to define. Soccer is just as much of a love as school. Manny is a skilled midfielder for the Elmbrook United U11 select team.
Some kids, you see them playing and they're trying and it's hard. It just seems easy for him.
Very good.
And apparently he's just as good with a paddle as he is on the pitch.
I think he has a talent to become one of the best players in Wisconsin and maybe United States.
Regular coaching with the Milwaukee Table Tennis Club works two ways.
I teach him table tennis and he's teaching me how to spell.
K-R-A-I-S.
Oh my God, he is the best.
It seems everything he does with
Aplomb.
Can I have the definition?
that means poise and confidence.
Okay.
But seriously, is there anything he's bad at?
I would say singing. That's about it.
Vocals aside, you might expect Emmanuel to walk around with a
Bouffant.
or puffed out chest.
Luke, you still need help?
But his most impressive qualities are the ones you can't memorize or practice.
Their character is more important.
So you're 46, right?
He's also a really good friend. He helps his peers, he looks out for them, and he makes really responsible choices.
Probably gonna do 9th grade next year.
The son of Mary and Joseph is something of a miracle.
I'm looking at our time, so pause.
This week, Emmanuel will face the largest field of contenders in the 91-year history of the Scripps National Spelling Bee.
Sky is the limit. For them, I believe Mars is the limit.
No matter the outcome, Emmanuel is excited.
I'm just looking to have fun and try my best.
Lunette.
After all, he has plenty to fall back on.
Good. He's already achieved a lot, I think.
No argument there. That's been fairly well
Y = KX.
spelled out.
You are?
With photojournalist Andy Konkle, I'm Carl Deffenbaugh, FOX 6 News.
Merry Christmas.
It's the one shot a year
How you doing?
to influence your Christmas fate.
Jump up real high. Jump.
At the Brookfield Square Mall,
Let's see, what else would you like?
Big shark.
Oh, shark.
Good.
As Santa is making final additions,
All right, big smiles.
many parents are crossing off something from their wish list.
Yeah?
For years,
And we usually put the new one up at the top.
Maria and Jim Harrington treasured the trips to the mall with their sons.
2011.
Their Hubertus home transforms this time of year.
All I want is just the Santa picture. That could be my gift.
A corner wall paying homage to those visits with Santa.
He wasn't quite one.
Early trips with Jared
Jared didn't want to sit on Santa's lap, have nothing to do with it.
and younger brother Ryan are marked by tears.
Everybody has a Santa picture with a screaming baby.
As the boys grew older, like many families, the parents stopped going they never expected.
I do not wear a tie a lot.
The same would not be true for their sons. In a Tosa apartment, the boys are changing.
We're on a mission from Santa.
Let's do it.
Ready to make a grand entrance.
Is it dark in here or is it just me?
At the mall, heads are turning.
Hey!
Once again, they have arrived for their moment with Santa.
Merry Christmas, Santa.
Wondering if you'd be willing to wear matching sunglasses.
That works.
Once a trip of obligation, the boys say Jared struck a deal over another mall celebrity.
I didn't want to take photos with the Easter Bunny anymore. So I made this deal with my mom that I didn't have to take photos with the Easter Bunny anymore as long as I took photos with Santa up until Ryan turned 18.
He's going to stand on that side.
Once old enough to drive,
They could do what they want, and the rest is history.
the pictures took a new direction.
2010, I evidently was the ugly sweater edition with my sweaters.
You can tell our parents stopped dictating what we wear to Santa.
Year
We did like a deer in the headlights look.
after year,
Had Elmo on the chest, and I dressed up as like a 3-year-old throwing a tantrum on Santa's lap.
the pictures have become more adventurous.
Beastie Boys kind of surprised me.
He like jumped up on the chair and he made his b-boy stance with us.
Each photo more elaborate.
Favorite right off the bat is 2014 with the leprechaun.
Mall security stopped us.
And then he just stuck around and watched us get our photo, and then he was like, that was funny.
After saying their goodbyes,
Merry Christmas to you too, Santa. Thank you.
it's off to the big reveal.
Oh my gosh. Blues Brothers. Oh my God.
The brothers
Great.
have struck gold again.
Oh my God. You got Santa to wear the glasses too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Their newest photo, delivering smiles.
I love it.
More important to their parents, knowing their sons are still doing this together.
I would consider him my best friend.
Yeah, he's my best friend.
We're gonna have to put it with our big giant collection here.
A sign of Christmas affection, considered the best gift of all.
Christmas means family. Oh, so excited.
With photojournalist Andy Konkle, Ben Handelman, Fox 6 News.